I've always been competitive. I always wanted to be number one. I don't like to lose. I'm a winner, I'm not a loser.
When it comes to UAE's top brokers, I'm on top of the food chain.
$1 Million Listing really blew up last year. Tell me about this show and how you were able to land that in Dubai.
We're the first franchise outside of the US. It goes into our personal lives. It shows our relationships with each other. There's a lot of drama.
You called His Excellency in Abu Dhabi. That was what finally clinched it?
When I first called him, he didn't answer the phone. And then he called me back 15 minutes later and I'm like, wow. I said, Your Excellency, I'm calling you because of a real estate reality show. It's in 140 plus countries worldwide, 2-time Emmy nominated show. This is no joke, this is the real deal. And he said, I'm interested, tell me. And we aired in September of 2023. It was the first international franchise on Stars Play, and within 24 hours, we broke all records. They had never seen anything like it. They were completely shocked.
What do we see different in season 2? Deeper characters, more sexy real estate?
It's gonna be 100 times better than season 1. There's fights between the brokers. Who's a top broker, who's not a top broker, who's billed more than the other broker. Everyone wants to be number one.
You like that?
I love it. People are thirsty for this.
People look at the success you've had on the show and they're like, oh, that's Ben's overnight success.
I've failed so many times. 2008 was really, really tough. I lost half my wealth. I was this close to going back to Canada because everyone had left. But then I'm just like, there's no way. No way. I got something to prove, not to anyone but myself and my kids and my family.
What's your advice to someone who wants to jump into this industry?
Find a mentor. Find someone that you can learn from, you can sit next to and see what they're doing. Someone who's successful as well. I got thrown in the deep end. I came here in 2002. I didn't have anyone to learn from. I had to learn everything on my own. It wasn't easy, it was difficult, but I was hungry, I had drive, I was very ambitious.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.
This is London Real. I am Brian Rose. My guest today is Ben Bandari, one of Dubai's most influential real estate power players, top-selling broker, and featured star and executive producer of $1 Million Listing UAE. You arrived in Dubai more than 20 years ago with just a few $100s and went on to build one of the city's most successful real estate empires, responsible for over 20 billion dirhams or 4 billion pounds in completed transactions. From surviving market crashes to dominating the luxury sector, you've helped define what success looks like in Dubai property. Today, we're speaking directly to viewers around the world who want to understand how to buy real estate in Dubai, the exact steps to invest safely, how to separate good developers from risky ones, which payment plans make sense, and the red flags most buyers miss. Ben, welcome to London Real in Dubai.
Wow. Thank you. What an introduction. That was amazing. Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, well, let's jump in because I am starting to fall in love with this city and I'm also in the market. And so even if the cameras were broken, I'm still going to be finding everything in your brain because I really find this whole place fascinating and the real estate is something I don't know enough about. So maybe I'll just jump in. How did Dubai become one of the top 5 real estate markets in the world? And what makes it different from London, where I'm from, to Miami, to Singapore?
Well, first off, I think it's the safety and the security within this city. I mean, you can have your wife, your daughter walk in the middle of the street outside at midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. You don't have to worry about a thing. The safety and the security is next level. You won't find it anywhere in the world. That's first. How did Dubai become one of the top 5 cities within the world? I think it's just, there's many factors. Since the introduction of freehold back in 2020, 2021, this city had a plan. His Highness and the leadership, they had a vision to basically attract foreign investment, to bring basically expats here, and to basically expand the culture, the tourism, and the city itself. And they've done a great job. I mean, I've seen it all right from the beginning, from 2002 up until today. When I first came here in 2002, it was virtually impossible. It was, I was going back every year visiting my family in Canada. I'm originally from Canada, Vancouver, Canada. And people wouldn't see me for a year. I'd go to the gym and they're like, "Oh, Ben, where have you been?" Right? And I'm like, "I've gone to a city, a country, UAE, Dubai." And they're like, "Where is that?" No one had heard of it, right? And I'd go back every year, and every year I'd go back. They're like, "Oh yeah, that's that place where they're building those man-made islands. Oh, isn't that where they're building the world's tallest tower?" So I think His Highness, he's just created a marketing machine. The PR, the marketing, he's just done such a great job with the entire city. I mean, the leadership from the very top level, from the UAE, from Abu Dhabi, the entire country. It's just, I think you live here. You have to come here. You have to see it. You have to experience it to believe it.
Yeah, you have to feel it.
You have to feel it.
I heard someone say that the Burj Khalifa, as a project, might not make money, but as a marketing asset, it's brought so much money into this country and so many eyeballs. And if you add up everything that it brought up in value, it's probably done an incredible return.
Absolutely. I mean, the world's tallest tower. Everyone's talking about it. I have people, because I sold about 48 units in the Burj Khalifa it was post-COVID. So that's another story. I was on the verge of going bankrupt. I decided to specialize on a property. So I'm like, you know what? I'll start selling the most difficult property in the world where no one can have access to, because it's guarded. You have security. You have 11 CIDs constantly. The whole building is being monitored 24/7. So I'm like, you know what? I'll work somewhere where no one has access to, right? And then I'd have clients from all over the world, like high net worth individuals, and they would just buy a unit just to tell people, and bragging rights, I own a unit in the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest tower. Right. And they would come here maybe 2-3 days out of the year, stay in it, not even stay in it, go to a hotel, but just for the sake of saying that I own a piece of the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest tower.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of billionaires and a lot of other high net worth people bring their families here, invest in properties. But I'm sure these people have choices, right? It's, London, we have our own issues right now, Miami or Singapore or other places. I mean, how do those compare, or is there no comparison? Because there's also the tax treatment and there's everything else.
There's really no comparison. You have 1,000 families moving to Dubai weekly. Not 1,000 people, 1,000 families. You can feel it in the streets when you're driving. It's every hour is now rush hour. The streets are packed, right? Yeah. You're feeling it.
Yeah, I'm feeling it, right? For sure.
It's just everyone I have people, because I'm originally from Canada, right? I have so many friends, family from Canada, US, especially with everything that's happening around the world. Everybody's looking to come here. Everyone's looking to move here because of tax reasons, because of safety, because of security, because of crime, because they want to park their money somewhere safe as well. There's so many factors. The list goes on. We can just sit here till tomorrow morning.
Somebody once told me that every time there's a crisis in the world, people move to Dubai, right? So Russian-Ukraine war, people move. COVID, people move. Taxes get worse in London, people move. It's like whenever there's a crisis.
The Arab Spring.
Right.
The wars. I've experienced so many wars within the regions. I've been here since 2002.
You saw that,
right?
Too, yeah.
And then for a couple of days, for a week, everyone's like, "Oh wow, oh my God, oh what Middle East? It's crazy. There's a war." And then what happens? Everyone moves to Dubai. The money pours in because of the safety, because of the security, because of the stability, and because it's a safe haven.
Reminds me of that word, anti-fragile. That comes from that book, I think, by Taleb, where when something gets shocked, the system gets stronger.
Yes.
And when the world gets shocked, it's like Dubai wins every time, because people finally realize it. They move here and they show up and they're like, wow, not what I thought it was.
Yeah, great analogy. Yeah.
Talk about the biggest misconceptions, because my dad lives in San Diego, California. And when I'm over here, I'm like, Dad, you got to come here. And he's like, well, aren't you worried about you're next to Iran and aren't Israel's doing this and this? And I'm like, Dad, you know, there was a school shooting last weekend in America. We don't talk about that, right? We don't talk about the border crisis. We don't talk about...
I mean, that's normal in the U.S., right?
I know, the fires
every
in
week.
LA. Like, they conveniently ignore that, and then they look this on the map and they assume a lot of things about. Is that something you have to deal with international investors or people that are just unsure?
I mean, initially, when we were marketing back in the early days, yes, Dubai, Middle East. You know, I would fly to, actually once, my ex-wife is Persian, she's Iranian, and we flew to LAX, and she has an Iranian passport. So once we got to the security point, they're like, made a big fuss. You know, she's got a little bow on her hair, she's like all makeup, and security. They pulled us over, and they're just like, where are you coming from? This from Dubai. Oh, you guys have real estate there? Oh, you sell houses? What do you do? You have houses there? Where do you guys live? You know, it was just like, it was crazy, the questions that they would ask. It was just so ignorant. But now I think since COVID and post-COVID, now the entire world, because you had so many influences moving from the UK, from all around the world, where everything was so, where it was closed and shut down, and people were living freely over here, you know, because the government had initiated so well after post-COVID. And they had basically, they had random checkups. They had cleaned the city, and people were partying in the clubs, you know, doing business like every day, you know, enjoying their everyday life, while people were basically locked up in their apartments, just, you know, sitting on Netflix, Stars Play, scrolling on their Instagram and social media, and watching basically Dubai move forward.
That was a big moment for Dubai.
Yes.
And a good moment for you as well, COVID.
Yeah, because after that, you know, we've had an influx of people from all over the world. They realized, you know, how great the leadership is over here, and you know, we sell properties and we sell real estate. So it's been great for business.
Okay.
It's been amazing, yeah.
For people that don't live here, what's kind of some of the areas in Dubai, and what are the things that you think are most exciting? Right now, you and I are downtown. We're kind of near the Burj Khalifa. This is where a lot of businesses, but a lot of high rises are. Dubai Mall, it's a happening, more of an urban center. I live up at the address Beach Resort, which overlooks, I think, where you live on the Palm.
Yes.
And that's the man-made island, and that's this whole, more of a beach vibe up there, I would say. Then, of course, we've got this new Palm called Jebel Ali, which is kind of further towards Abu Dhabi, and then there's rumors the airport's going to be maybe located further over there. So
Absolutely.
How do you first advise people as far as what you think are great areas to be in?
Right. So Dubai has something for everyone, right? This, like you said, this is downtown. You've got DIFC, you've got the Dubai International Financial Center, and where all the bankers are just next door. Palm Jumeirah, which is where I live, I have an office as well. It is beach resort kind of living, but it's also family, because you have parks, you have restaurants, you have hotels, you have pretty much everything over there. And then you have Emirates Hills, the Dubai Hills, which is kind of like the Beverly Hills of Dubai. So you've got the high net worth individuals who have their mansions. And then you've got the affordable housing as well. So there's pockets all throughout Dubai. But Dubai has something for everyone.
Okay.
And that's the beauty of Dubai as well. Everyone is kind of meshed and lives together. It's not like the US, where you have Beverly Hills and then you have like Compton and
Right.
Watts.
Right. And is Dubai going to run out of space? I always ask myself that. Or is there just still plenty of building opportunities?
I mean, that's up to the leadership. It's and how they basically release. There's plenty of land, but I think they have a strategy. Obviously, they don't want to release everything all at once. It's supply and demand at the same time. The real estate market is being controlled as well. I think they learned from the subprime market back in 2008, 2009. There's a lot of policies that were implemented as well within the Dubai Lands Department and RERA, for example, the escrow accounts, where investors basically, when they're buying off-plan properties, they pay money and the money goes into the government accounts, so that money is not being distributed and paid directly to the developer. So everything's being monitored, making sure that the developers are building what they're promising the clients. So it's more of a regulated market now than what it was back when the market had initially started.
It was more cowboy times.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
It
You
was.
didn't know if the money you would put to deposit for a property, you might never see it again.
It was crazy. Like developers and everyone would just jump. If anyone who had money would jump on the opportunity. For example, they'd go buy a parcel of land. They'd launch a project, and then there was no escrow account. So clients, investors, end users would pay their money directly to the developers' accounts, right? Developers' accounts would take that money, and then they'd go and buy another parcel of land,
Okay.
right? So instead of building, they were just doubling down and buying more land and just launching more projects.
Like speculating themselves.
Speculating.
Kind of pyramid
So
style.
you can imagine when 2008, when the subprime happened, right? And these developers had to basically build, a lot of them couldn't. So it's a learning curve because it was a premature market,
Right.
right? It was in the infant stages. Now it's much more mature. It's regulated. The government is overlooking everything. It's the safest market actually within the Middle East and the MENA region.
Right. Now, a lot of people see it growing. They see the buildings. They see everybody moving here. And of course, they're asking you the million-dollar question: is the bubble going to burst? Is 2026 going to be the time where real estate prices come off after I think they've been going up for 7 or 8 years? What do you say?
I would say I've been hearing this for the last 23, 4 years. Is the bubble going to burst? I mean, in 2008, the whole world basically burst. Right? It was unavoidable because of the subprime, because of the U.S. and all markets are obviously linked together. But look, I think all the Dubai has. I don't see it going down. I don't see any bubble. I don't see it bursting. It's good value for money compared to all the other major cities in the world, the other 4, 5, 10 major cities in the world. You compare it to London, you compare it to Los Angeles, everywhere. It's good value for money.
Still good value.
Still.
So you spend that $2 million or $3 million, the equivalent you're going to get in a Miami, LA, Singapore, London. It's not going to be the same spec.
And buy double the area.
Double.
Right?
Yeah. And you get the safety and the tax treatment and all these other perks on top of it.
Lifestyle.
Right. Yeah.
Which I think is the most important thing, lifestyle in Dubai.
Yeah. No, I think that too. I've been in the financial markets for a long time, and look, market cycles make sense, but this is such a new phenomenon here. It's such an undiscovered gem. And even though now a lot of people have heard of Dubai, and now the Beyonce comes here and the rap, it's still very few Americans as a percentage have been here. What percent? 1%. Still a lot of people don't know, right?
Yeah.
Or haven't experienced it.
But I mean, what is I think the statistic is like 50% of Americans only have passports.
Yeah, it's low.
Right. I mean, U.S. is a world itself.
Yeah, true. And also in the U.S. with global taxation, it doesn't have that extra perk for coming here. So I think there's been a fewer Yanks coming through. But in the U.K., look, I'm in London now, and I spent the last 20 some years of my life there. I fell in love with that city back in 2002 when I moved there permanently. I always joke, I love the city so much, I named my show after it. I ran to be mayor of London. My kids were born there. And I used to say I was going to be buried there. But it's just changed so much that I'm just frustrated when I'm there now, because you're living in a country in decline. And when I'm here, you're in a country on the up. And I just see so many amazing opportunities here. Plus the culture, this place is full of hustlers and people that do things. And I love that type of energy. And I don't feel it in these major cities where a lot of people feel like they're kind of collecting a check. The infrastructure is going down. And look, I think America's having a resurgence now, but for most of Europe, I think it's going to continue grinding down for the next 20, 30 years.
I agree.
And so this place is super attractive
100%.
in that sense. And it just feels good.
And it's not only that, it's the energy, but this country is built on respect as well. Yeah. There's zero tolerance, it's not like back home where you and I are from. It's and there's a misconception. A lot of people, they come here thinking that it's the UK or it's US and Canada, and then they quickly find out that it's not. They do the wrong things and you get punished.
Yeah. You get reminded real quick.
You get reminded real quick.
How do you get out of a rat race? How do you create wealth not only for yourself, but also for the generations to come after?
I am absolutely amazed with the quality of companies that we're getting exposure to.
We go on to Zoom calls with the innovators and the folks who are building new applications in metaverse, blockchain, artificial intelligence, decentralized finance.
What's going on, everybody? Thumbs up if you can see me.
We are focusing on early stage investment.
And the quality of people that we're getting exposure to, whether it be Dan Tapiero with 1RT, Jason Ma from Open, Yatsu from Animoca.
It's been a phenomenal experience thus far. It has far exceeded my expectations.
We are focusing on cutting edge technologies.
I view it now as the best investment I've ever made. The upside I view is unlimited.
And as a retail investor, I would never get this exposure anywhere else outside of Investment Club.
See you in the investment club.
Yeah, most people don't understand that. And when they come here, it's like, you can't do that. And, people have the wrong conceptions about it.
Yes.
And I always say, for
that's
women.
what I love about this country, to be honest with you. That's why I live here.
Okay, because of the respect.
Because of the respect. Because, I grew up in Canada when I was very young. I was born and raised in Canada, Middle Eastern, heritage, descent. I was different than all the other children. I was bullied as a child. I was picked on. I was beat up, So I grew up going through all this. And then just, people ask me, would you ever go back to Canada? And when I first came here, people asked me, this was 2002, why did you come from Canada to the UAE? Everyone wants to go to Canada. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with that. And then you come here and you see everyone respects you. People treat you, talk to you with respect. And the Arab culture, they respect the women. They put them on their head like a crown.
Yeah, that surprises most Westerners. I remember when I went to get my golden visa, I had to go downtown to one of the government offices, and there was the men's line and the women's line. And I was like, damn, they get their own line. And I remember there was no one in the women's line, and yet I still had to wait in the men's line. And then the front parking spaces were for women. And it's like, if you're a woman here, like just, the safety and then just the treatment and the respect. It's like people assume because we're in the Middle East that there's this certain relationship.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're a queen and you can do whatever you want and no one's going to mess
Absolutely.
with you. Now, I don't know what it's like for a woman to get catcalled at 2 a.m, but I see what happens in London and in the hooligans and stuff like that. And look, sometimes when there's a football game on in London, like I don't want to be in the tube that day.
Right.
It's like, I'd rather not. It's just drama. So I think women are always completely surprised.
Absolutely.
And then you got to be respectful.
Absolutely.
I got here late and I was checking into my place at the address and the agent wasn't there. And I started to get a little bit angry and I was like, check yourself. This is not London.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, keep it respectful.
Absolutely. There's no swearing. You're not allowed to swear here. You can't give anyone the birdie. Yeah. You're straight to jail. It's which is, I respect this, and it keeps me in line as well.
Yeah, that too as well.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah, it's got a lot of nice things that you don't see here, that everywhere else it is. In the U.S. there's a liquor store every corner. There's a strip club here and there. It's just all real low energy stuff, and it starts to drag you down.
Yeah.
And then here it's like no, it's respect, and then family, and if you have kids, everybody dotes on your kids. When you're here, you take them to the pool. Everybody's just the kids get all the treatment. Everybody loves them.
Absolutely.
It's just that vibe.
Absolutely.
You mentioned something earlier called off-plan.
Yeah.
And this is something I don't ever hear talked about in other cities, but it's something that's a staple of Dubai. And it's another one of these options to buy. And tell me what that is specifically. I guess it's buying something that isn't built yet. That's something that's going to be built in the future. And by doing so, you can get it at a discounted price. And is that something that a lot of your clients look to buy?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because as you know, Dubai and the UAE as a country is generally very, very young. And then over the last 20 years, it's so in the US and Canada, they call it pre-construction sales.
Yeah.
And off-plan, what buying off-plan means is that you're buying directly from the developer, which is building. So it's a lot of the investors and people from abroad, cash flow is an issue because obviously they can't get mortgage as well. So they're paying on a payment plan, right? And then all developers, they have different payment plans. So developers which obviously have a higher demand, such as, for example, I'll name a few of them like Emaar, Damac, some of the old school developers. Their payment plans are a little more aggressive, so it's either 70-30 or 80-20. So that means that you pay 80% during the construction and you pay the balance 20% on handover. Okay. And then you have some of the newer developers who've just entered the market because they want to ride the real estate boom, and obviously the market's on fire. They have to give a more attractive payment plan. So some of the developers, they go as low as 20-80. So for example, you pay 20% and then you pay the balance 80% when the property is handed over, okay. Which also is high risk as okay. well, because that means that the developer or the private developer has to pay from their own pocket rather than pay from escrow and the buyer's capital and funds which are going through.
A risk of non-completion.
Non-completion, yeah, or if anything happens, God forbid, if they go dry or if there's their finance, there's an issue, then there's going to be delays with the project, or the project could be stalled and then it has to go to RERA, and then RERA has to basically evaluate everything, goes to the courts, and they look for other investors to come take over the project. So there's many factors.
Okay. Do you have a lot of your clients buying off plans?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I mean, anybody from abroad? There's that inherent leverage if you're doing that because you're paying on a payment plan, smaller amounts.
Anyone from abroad?
Yeah.
The whole world is buying property in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, even now Ras Al Khaimah, because now you have the casino coming up over here, you have the Wynn Hotel.
Yeah.
Man, we have buyers from all corners of the world, which you've never seen before.
Really?
From Venezuela, from Brazil.
Why is that? They're comfortable with real estate because they've had it in their portfolio, and yet they see this as a great way to kind of leverage that.
Yeah, I mean, look, every buyer, every investor has their own reasons, right? They want to get money out of their country, tax purposes, want to relocate to Dubai. They want their kids to maybe study a few years down the road, go to university over here, you know?
Okay.
Everyone has a different reason.
Okay. And you're seeing interest from everywhere now?
All over the world.
Is that because every 6 months it proves itself again, and Dubai is still here, it's still growing, and after a while people just say, all right.
Every month, you look at the Dubai Lands Department reports, it's month on month, it's just like it's beating its own record.
Okay.
The sales, it's just crazy, it's insane.
You mentioned the record keeping, because I'm at the Address Beach Resort and I was asking about some of the 2 bedrooms and checking some prices out, and a real estate broker, she sent me a screenshot of the exact prices that everything had traded at over the last 6 months. And I'm not aware that that's easily accessible in a lot of cities in the world. In London, I don't know if you could find it.
Really?
Or find something that was, I don't know, that was in real time and felt like it was absolutely correct.
Right.
And is Dubai just ahead of the curve when it comes to digitized information and accurate?
Yeah, this came into effect a few years back, actually. As you mentioned, from 2002 up until, I think, COVID, everything, it was like a bit of a cowboy's market. There was no data whatsoever. But now the Lands Department are releasing, and you have tools like Property Monitor, for example, which you can subscribe to. So us real estate brokers, we have access to this data. So when you bump into a client such as yourself at the beach, or you're talking to someone, yes, you can just download all the files or the transactions in that building or in that community, send it over, and it's the best way to show the clients that you know what you're talking about as well. So yes, that data is very easily accessible even to end users and investors.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Because whenever I've looked in London, I usually just get more talk.
Right.
Not usually like hear the exact prices and this is what's going on.
Absolutely.
What are the big red flags that people should be aware of when investing in Dubai and even other Emirate property?
Big flags, I would say, firstly, get yourself a good real estate broker. Make sure that your real estate broker is RERA registered as well, which means that basically everything is being regulated. So if, for example, if anything does go wrong, and a lot can go wrong within the city, but then you have someone and something to fall back on, you can go to the authorities, and that person or that broker and agent is liable for their actions. Because, in this city now, everyone's jumping on the real estate bandwagon. You have taxi drivers, you have chauffeurs, you have everyone basically becoming a real estate broker. and not being registered as well. Okay. So they'll offer you real estate. Everyone's just basically trying to make the quick buck, the quick commission, and then things sometimes do go wrong as well.
Okay, so make sure they're registered.
Yeah, if they're not registered, then there's really nothing you can do. You can go file a case in the police, but then good luck.
Okay, so that's the start. What about developers and when you're evaluating certain things? Are there ways to check on that? Or should your broker help you with that? Or?
That's why you pick a good real estate broker. Yeah. But look, I would always tell my investors and my buyers that always look at a developer's track record as well. Look at their history, look at their track record, look to see which buildings and what they've developed in the past. We've got a lot of developers from Australia, from Canada, from US, from Latvia, all over Europe coming here, setting up shop. Doesn't mean anything, right? Yeah. So, that's why you have the developers and the likes of Emar basically selling out Damac. When they launch projects, it sells out within hours. I think Damac had a record, 10 billion, and it's in the Guinness Book World of Records as well. They just announced it 2 nights back, 10 billion within 24 hours. And it's because of name, reputation, and because of, handing over and delivering. So most of those buyers are actually repeat buyers and customers, clients buying their second, third property with the developers.
Right. Yeah, they have big names here.
Yeah.
And they have their names all over the buildings.
It's crazy.
And so even if I'm a newbie to this, I see Emar everywhere, and I see the Damac buildings.
Right.
And, I see them in the White House, and I'm just like, okay, you hear and you see, and you know that there's some real legitimacy there.
Absolutely.
So be very aware of that.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. And they have credibility as well.
Okay. How do you deal with all the wannabe brokers? Because you're in a crazy space where, like you said, everyone and their mother thinks they can do what you do, which is unlike, I would say, any other profession in this city, where a construction worker, you need some skills. Maybe everyone wants to do my job now too.
Right.
but how do you deal with that? Because, again, people are flying in all the time and they just think, I'm just going to go do this thing. They see, the real estate influencers online, and we'll talk about you later, and they think, I'm going to make easy money.
Yeah. So they watch these real estate reality shows, right?
Yeah, exactly, which we'll get to.
Right. Yeah. How do we deal with them? Look, so I have a real estate company, Benco Realty. We've got 70 salespeople as well. We don't just hire anyone. We get about, I think, over 100 a week. People sending their CVs, messaging me directly. For me, it's all about integrity. It's all about empathy, dealing with your clients. It's not a short-term business, it's a long-term relationship. I tell all my staff as well. My first client from 23 years back is still my client today, right? So there's always going to be good brokers. There's always going to be bad brokers as well in the market. At the end of the day, like I said, do your research, find a good broker, and make sure that person is going to hold your hand and take care of you. Yeah. I have a lot of investors. I have a lot of people that reach out to me, and they just, Ben, we've been offered this by a real estate broker. What do you think? I'll give them my honest opinion. I'll say, yeah, go for it. That real estate broker actually, gave you a good investment opportunity. You should definitely go for it, right? And then I have a lot of investors that contact me and they say, Ben, we've been offered this. We want to basically go through you because we know you're going to take care of us, right? And I'll tell them, listen, this is not a good investment opportunity. I could easily take them to the developer. They wanted to buy that. They've been pitched it. They've been sold that, right? And I can easily make the money and just walk away. But then what? A couple years down the road, they're going to be like, Ben sold me that property.
All you have is your reputation.
Right, exactly. I want to put my head on my pillow and sleep comfortably at night. I don't want my investors, my clients, basically saying, "Oh, that damn Ben, he sold me that shitty property, and now I lost money on it." So I'll turn away clients. I'll tell them straight up, "Don't buy that property. It's not a good investment."
You're thinking 20 years from now.
Yeah,
is what you're thinking.
A year, 2 years, because I know that client will come back and he'll appreciate the advice that I gave him.
Whereas a lot of people come here in a transition type of vibe. I'll make some quick money and go home.
Oh, they'll sell them anything.
Right.
They'll take them directly to developers who offer 8, 9, 10% commission as well. Okay. These are some of the developers that don't have the marketing, don't have the name, don't have the reputation, don't have the track record, and they're desperate to sell their properties. So these are the brokers that will end up taking the clients to those developers, and they'll misguide them. They'll give them misinformation. They won't obviously. They don't care about the relationship. They just want to make the quick buck, close the sale, and move on to the next client. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But it does happen in the market.
I mean, in London, we call them estate agents, and they don't have a good rep.
Yeah.
Typically.
I mean, it's everywhere around the world.
Yeah.
It's like we're compared to used car salesmen as well, right?
Yes. And it's a tricky thing because you really have to try to think long term in something that only rewards you once every few years.
Yeah.
But if you do have a good experience, you go back to that person.
Yeah.
I worked in the city of London for a while as a derivatives broker between all these institutions. So I had clients at the end of the day were like 8 or 9 years. And you have to really think about how you're going to do business because, you're just going to kill yourself if you try to burn things for quick returns.
Absolutely.
Like people are looking for someone that they can inherently trust. And when you can do that, like you build a great business.
Absolutely.
It's must be tricky to navigate with all of those people coming in here.
Yeah, but I mean, our business is a bit different. It's referral, it's relationships. So service is number one. After service, obviously, is very important. It's integrity. It's keeping that relationship with our clients. When our clients are happy, then they refer other clients to us as well. I don't do much marketing besides being on a TV show. But when I first started my company, I didn't have these property portals like Property Finder, Bayut, Dubizzle. I was a one-man team, and I was basically just wheeling and dealing, and just off my referrals and relationships. And then when I started scaling and I started hiring people, they started requesting these tools. Ben, we need Property Finder, we need Bayut, we need online presence. We need to start using social media. So I'm more of a dinosaur. I'm like old school. But then I'm like, we need to be up to date with the times, right? So now we do have a social media presence. We are on all the property portals, and I needed these tools if I was to scale and I was to grow my team. And now, thank God, alhamdulillah, 2 years back, it was just me and my wife. Today we're 70 plus, and soon we'll be 100.
Okay, and you embrace the tech, but you don't rely on the tech.
Personally,
right?
I don't.
Okay. It's still about personal relationships.
It's personal relationships, yes.
That's the way best business is done.
And I tell my team as well. I'm like, there's only so much you can do off the tech. You have a property on Property Finder, on Bayut. You get the lead. That buyer is going to deal with 10 other real estate brokers as well, right? Yeah. So you need to basically set yourself apart and differentiate yourself than the other real estate brokers as well.
Something I used to tell the kids on my desk is, you sell yourself first.
Absolutely.
And then you sell the product.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and that's what people want. They want to deal with someone they can trust, that they like, that goes out of their way, gives them the extra mile.
Right.
And you remember that.
100%. It's like going to the mall, right? Who likes to go shopping in the mall by themselves? No one. I like to go with my wife. I like to go with my friends. We like to, mingle, sit down, have food, talk. You're shopping. It's the same when you go shopping and looking for properties as well.
Right. Yeah. Keep that personal touch. Right. Let's talk about you becoming super famous now as a social media influencer. $1 Million Listing really blew up last year. You've also got season 2 coming soon. I may or may not have seen the trailer, and it might have looked pretty cool. Tell me about this show, maybe the history of it, and how you were able to land that in Dubai, because that's a big deal, and then the success, which I think shocked everybody.
Absolutely. So, $1 Million Listing, UAE. It's a U.S. franchise, as you may know of. There's $1 Million Listing Los Angeles, was started 15 years back. Then you had New York with Ryan Serhant, which was 11 years of success as well. And then you had other franchises. We're the first franchise outside of the US. So we're the first international franchise. And because of our success, now there's $1 Million Listing India as well, which came out just last year. And they're on season 2 right now.
Okay. Did London miss the boat?
Well, from what I've heard, they're in talks for $1 Million Listing Europe. A country. I'm not sure exactly what it is. or which country it is, but
Always
that's
a little
exciting.
slow,
Yeah,
the Europeans, right?
Peter Thiel took $500,000 and turned it into $1 billion using the exact same techniques we're using inside the investment club. He met a CEO, his name was Zuckerberg. He pitched him the deal and he said, okay, I'll give you $500,000. Mark went public and sold the shares to people like you. Well, what happened to Peter? Well, he exited and got a 2,300x return. The wealthy invest in early stage companies, folks. The public markets are for suckers. It's a rigged game. By the way, this happens in crypto as well. It's called pre-sale tokens. This is Solana. Does anybody know this chain? They sold pre-sale tokens for 4 cents. And you can see the date on there, April 5th, 2018. Look at Solana today, folks. That thing's up over 1,000x. The media and Wall Street and all these hype people get you to buy the top. Meanwhile, they put their clients in at the bottom and they use you for liquidity to make their clients rich. You can play this same game. You just have to have the financial education and the deal flow. That's it.
So I think the UAE actually opened up the floodgates. Now people are starting to look at the franchise in other countries. But no, it's been a blessing. It's been great. I actually was a big fan of the show. I was watching it, and I had missed the whole social media trend. I saw my competitors and people came into the market after me blow up, and they set up companies, and I was like, man, why is this show not here? Right? We have some of the best properties in the world. We've got the world's tallest tower. We've got man-made islands. The market here is pretty crazy as well. You've got a lot of real estate drama.
Right.
And so, $1 million listing, UAE would be like the most perfect fit. And so that was back in 2015, and I was knocking on a lot of doors, looking for sponsors, looking for just someone who believed in it and who would just take it and run with it. A lot of rejection, 5 years. And it was actually a full-time job. It was like, it really hampered my real estate business, because I knew that this was the one. I knew that if someone bid, or if someone believed in this and ran with it, that this would propel my career and it would be an instant hit. So back, right, it was pre-COVID. It was a cold call, His Excellency in Abu Dhabi. I'd given up on Dubai because I was getting rejection after rejection, and I had met.
Why was that? Because it was a tremendous success in LA or New York?
It was
took a little while?
huge success. So, but it never aired here.
Okay. So people didn't get it. Like, why would people care
$1 million
about the drama?
what?
Okay.
And then I had
it's dollars too.
Yeah, $1 million listing, and then I had a developer, which I sat with, a very big developer, and I was sitting with the marketing department, and they're like, and I think it was 2015, 16. The market was not as hot as it is today. It was quite down. And the developer, the guy told me, can we change the name of the show, because we're more into affordable housing now? And I'm just like, I wanted to run into the wall head first. I'm like, are you serious? That's like changing McDonald's, changing the name to something else.
That's not the vibe of the show.
Right? They just didn't get it. A lot of people didn't get it. A lot of people liked it and they loved it, and they're like, but when it came to budget and spending, because it's not cheap, it's quite expensive.
Ask what it costs? I mean, is it millions of dollars to produce?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
More.
Yeah.
Chunks.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not cheap. I was actually quite surprised.
Okay. How many episodes in a season?
So it really depends. Like our season 1 was 9 episodes. Season 2 is 12 episodes.
And each episode is how long?
45 minutes.
45.
Yeah.
Okay. And you got on-set locations, you're filming people, you're tracking them.
There's a lot of moving parts.
How many characters are in there? Like
so
10?
we have 5.
5. Yeah. 5 characters, and then there's all these sub-characters and buyers and things like that.
Buyers and sellers.
5 brokers.
5 brokers, yeah. Full-time brokers. It shows it gets quite candid, actually. It goes into our personal lives. It shows our families. It shows our relationships with each other. There's a lot of drama. But real estate drama. We're not trash TV drama, right. But real estate drama is good.
You're not a drama queen, though. You're actually seem like a pretty cool, grounded guy.
I'm cool, yeah.
Until
I'm a cool
somebody
cat.
messes with your
business.
business.
I could have a bit of a temper, but it takes a lot.
Okay. So they have to push you really hard.
Yeah, I'm not young. I've experienced a lot. I've gone through a lot in my life. So I've learned to control my emotions. much better than when I was younger.
To continue watching the rest of the episode for free, visit our website londonreal.tv or click the link in the description below.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.